sisters will get on national
Yeah,
television
I didn't even press enter.
and not only castigate, but just outright disrespect and call people out their name. Instead of doing what other communities have elected to do, let's go educate our brother. Don't call them names, because what is that going to resolve? How is that impactful to the black community to see black men on TV calling Kyrie Irving an idiot? But I haven't seen these people call other people of other races idiots and call for them to lose their jobs in the same manner. And even if they did, who gives a damn? This is how you treat your own? Educate your own. Don't disrespect your own. Educate them. God damn. You've proved your point. Okay? I can say a lot of other things, but I don't want to disrespect those brothers. I had a lot of thoughts in my mind and things I would like to say. Well, we got to learn how to respect each other during our worst times. Blessings in abundance. It's Brother Polite, and I'm here to talk to you today about a whole lot of buck breaking and buck dancing. And people are truly acting like the minorities that they were intended to be. And by minority, we're talking about not the percentage, but minority based on law. What does minority mean in law? Well, in law, a minority is one who thinks in an adolescent state of mind.
Where did he get this shit from? Minority in law? Yeah, I try to really look for that. Like, come on.
Well, in law, a minority is one who thinks in an adolescent state of mind.
Where did you get this from?
So when black people qualify themselves as minorities, the rendering of such a term stipulates that you need a third-party medium to facilitate tasks on your behalf because you yourself are not fit to be an adult despite your adult age.
Yeah, that must come from the black.
So if you go into the Black
dictionary.
Laws Dictionary, you'll see
Which
minority
one?
doesn't allude to a percentage or
Which
the
one?
smallest group amongst many.
All of them?
Which technically, if we
I
wasn't
cannot
dealing with all
find
these
that.
different abortions,
That must be the Black
the
Law
plan B, whose
edition.
plan B is it?
Dictionary
It's not our plan B.
one.
We would be the majority by now.
He loves saying that. I just can't find it.
Because we talking about this Kanye West and Kyrie Irving saga. You know, I don't like to do reporting per se. I'm more into scholarship. I'm into making my money. I feel like this is what we need to focus on as a community. With the same zeal and the same enthusiasm that we have towards religion, I feel we need to promulgate some of those same themes, that same energy, into our economics. And then and only then will we transcend the situation that we find ourselves in today. But fine. There's a whole lot of buck dancing. There's a whole lot of buck dancing and buck breaking taking place. We need to act in our majority, not in our minority. I'll say it again. We need to act in our majority, not in our minority. And again, a minority, according to Black Laws Dictionary, is one who thinks in an adolescent state of mind, though they are an adult. Take, for instance, you need a third-party medium to bring you into this world, birth certificate. You need a third.
If you could have your own Walmart store
You get
making
that.
thousands of dollars a day, and you didn't even have to manage it,
I can't even
would you do it? 1,000, 5,000, even
third-party medium to marry you in your minority. You need a third-party medium to send you off in your death. For each one has a certificate. And a certificate is a security. And a security is a paper certificate that attests to ownership and equity as in the case of a stock, or ownership of a bond as in the case of a debt obligation which has tradable derivatives. It has a CUSIP on there. QSIP meaning Committee on Uniform Securities Identification Procedure, which means there's some form of debt obligation taking place. It means a third-party medium help facilitate your ushering into this world, bonding with someone in this world, and your exit out of this world. I mean, it might be going over people's head. I don't want to digress. We can have another conversation about this at another time.
Yeah, whatever.
I know it's early. But I woke up in this bag because people saying, yo, Polite, you don't teach them all. And I'm like, I do teach. I teach what I feel is important for the time I'm in. Sometimes I stay in holistic health for quite a bit of time, stay in stocks for quite a bit of time.
Sure.
Credit is where my focal point is, and insurance. But hey, who cares? So let's have this historical build
Yeah.
about buck dancing.
Yeah, my man is really some mental illness is here, man. He really believes he really believes enough people believe him about what he say about himself and his schemes and ways to make money.
And buck breaking. Because we see a whole lot of this going on now. In light of the Kanye West and Kyrie Irving saga. There's a whole lot of buck breaking and buck dancing taking place as our people act in their minority as opposed to their majority. I mean, just think about it. If you pass due an X amount of taxes, you can't have a divorce no matter how bad your partner is. Is that what you really signed up for when you was looking to get married, when you got your marriage certificate? Birth certificate, death certificate, Committee on Uniform Securities Procedure, this barcode there, QSIP. We don't need to talk about that. We're just used to third parties, arbitrary means coming in and performing on our behalf because we're acting in our minority. You know when you're acting in your minority? When every holiday you celebrate, the ethnicity or race of the same isn't the one that immediately benefits from it monetarily. This means is, if you're black and you celebrate Thanksgiving, Christmas, Valentine's Day, whatever the case may be, do you immediately benefit from it? You're acting in your minority. When it comes to the ring they say you have to buy, the suits that you have to wear, is your race immediately the benefactors of the same? Or is someone else making the monies off of the rituals you participate in? Because if that's the case, we're suffering from an acculturation process. When you adopt other people's culture as your very own due to the diffusion of the same. I hope this is making sense, but you can replay it. We suffer from an acculturation process. And when this takes place, we start adopting foreign ideas for our very own. And this is why I always say we need to have common customs, which is a calculative system that precipitates culture by process of differentiation and integration. We're able to find the value of smaller things and factorials of those equivalents, thus granting us the least adverse mistakes from the decisions that are made. This means that we go through trial and error from one generation to the next, and our foremothers and forefathers keep making amendments to the way we approach scenarios, crisis, and adversity. So we won't be doomed to repeat the same mistakes again. Our foremothers and forefathers used to cook in glass pots.
Oh shit.
Over time, we lost the reason why they used to do it.
Oh no.
But it has this inception in maintaining the integrity of the food.
No.
So I'm telling you, nature has a remedy for those.
Nah, I'm not trying to hear your health. And I'm gonna skip past your health advice. You're gonna mess around and get somebody killed. Listen or poison. Listen to your health advice.
That have a genetic affinity to places where they are
Hi, my name's Snehal Patel, and I'm the founder of Simpler Hair Color, a safer and simpler way to dye your hair and beard.
From initially
no.
met with the confrontations of today. And you'll start believing black people in general are just effed up, no good, genocidal, people that love to afflict injury and harm on themselves, but never really consider That shit just 60, 70 years ago, we technically became free. But I mean, your Constitution still says we 3/5 of a person. Round up every 3 out of 5 Negroes, 1 person. Article 1, Section 2, Clause 3 of the United States Constitution. Y'all should read that Dred Scott case. But we're not going to go there. Do the research, because we got so much to say. And what does this have to do with the Kanye West and Kyrie Irving saga? Well, I'm here to teach. Take my time and we're going to get here.
All right.
Couldn't wear no sleeves, so I would have been rolling them up. Because a lot of people think I lost my mind because I'm making money.
Oh,
I'm a strategist. And it doesn't suffice for me to have conversations in ways that I used to have.
Yeah, people don't believe you're making money, my boy. You need to focus on your February court date. You should be trying to beat that. You dig? That's what you should be talking about the most. All right? Those are some stiff charges. And actually embarrassing charges. It's one thing to be charged with that with, you know, people who are not kin to you or any close affiliation like that. But dude, you got charged with that type of crime and you got close affiliation with that individual. That's even more embarrassing, more looking like it looks more truthful.
Because I'm more beneficial to my people with resources than I am without it. And so that's a conversation for young brothers that were my age when I was on the streets going hard.
Oh my God.
We shouldn't put our seniority in place to do the same thing that the youth should be
let's
doing.
go here. Tired of that talk. He's rich.
All right, so to my understanding, now I want to thank Khalid El-Akin.
Let me just play it. I don't believe Professor Griff is all that wise. And you know, all due respect, straight black algae babble. It
came from the Black History 101 Mobile Museum.
This is the Nick Cannon video that got him canceled or temporarily canceled. Let's look into it.
Set up a talk.
He actually got set up by a Negro who have a lot of Egyptology babble.
With a rabbi.
Right.
This is recently.
Right.
So, and I'm in front of a room full of Jewish people.
Right.
And I'm asking basic questions, and maybe you can help me out.
Right.
So let's look up the word anti-Semitic.
Right.
Who are the Semitic people? And then we're going to get to the public enemy thing.
Right.
So I looked.
All right. So who are the Semitic people? So he's going to look it up.
Up who is the Semitic people, and there's a list of Semitic people, and anyone can do this right now. You can look up who are the Semitic people, what are the Semitic languages.
Right.
Has absolutely nothing to do with any white people.
Right.
Wait, let me hear that again. I can't wait. Let me turn my thing up. I hate when Zoom does that, man. It got its own volume separate from YouTube. YouTube could be very loud, but Zoom could be low. Goofy. All right.
Right.
Has absolutely nothing to do with any white people.
Right.
What?
Languages.
Right.
Has absolutely nothing to do with any white people.
Right.
All right. Here we go.
Not at all. So in order for me to be anti-Semitic, I'd have to be anti-black man, anti-black woman, anti-black people, anti-Africa, anti-all of the people.
Because the Semitic.
Okay, so this is, again, Egyptology. I'm sorry. Yeah, not even that. This is Blackology Babble, where they believe because it says, because it has Africa in it, like North Africans, they believe that these are Africans, like sub-Saharan, like you and I, African. Libya, all these places is in Africa, and Gaddafi, Muammar Gaddafi, whatever his name was, he does not see himself as an African like you and I. He sees himself as a North African, different type of African. But the word African confuses black people in America to make us believe that it's all sub-Saharan African like phenotypes and culture. But when you ask silly black Americans, why aren't people from the continent of Africa arguing that they are Semite largely or Egyptian largely, you don't really get a sensible response. It's just more Negro babble. So now Professor Griff, Mr. Griff, he's not a professor, Mr. Griff is now saying that Africans are black, all of them, right? Even North Africans who don't call themselves black. This is what we do. Again, it's reactionary from white people. White people painted the world white, whether they agreed or not, and now we're doing it. We're painting everybody black, whether people consider themselves black or not, which is crazy. All right, so he's under the belief that the Semites, his definition he read means that they're all black people. So for a black American to be anti-Semite, he's anti himself because he's a Semite. See how this goes? But again, I don't recall black Americans largely calling themselves Semites. We call ourselves African American, black, everything else. We don't look for a Semite description. Like I'm talking about today in 2022, you don't have a large collective of black people, not even half. It's a small percentage of goofy Negroes calling themselves Semites. But let's go back.
People, anti-Africa, anti-all.
Pure black, peace. I said pure black. This is pseudoism at its finest, exactly. Pure, I keep saying pure. Peace, pure black, peace, for the interest. Oh, I got some heat for y'all a little later. Once you get up in a couple more people watching, so I ain't got to replay it. It's going to get, we're going to learn a lot about, because he gave his black algae definition of what a Semite is, but we're going to learn real history on what a Semite is, all right? Again, I don't know where he read that from. And I don't know how he come up with that interpretation, that it just said black people all across the world. And, I got to go into, oh my God, Tariq Nasheed did the same thing. Wait until, this is going to be funny. This is why I'm glad that the pseudo killers, Chief X, and these people are showing you that